Hey guys, it's BriiEmpowered and I am back with another video. But today's Tuesday, August 14th. Tomorrow is Friday, August 15th, my birthday. I think I found a little spot here that I'm gonna come and have a seat at. A better spot here, guys. Look at here. Look at this spot. And I got a view. So I think we found our spot. So yeah, I've worked with more men than women, and what I've noticed is the stereotypes are just as bad as to where it's kind of like you're in IT and they kind of expect you to be just a male, of course, and look like a certain way, and it's so bad to the fact that a lot of people that I meet and I tell them that I'm in IT and they're just like so surprised, and they're like, oh man, like you hardly see women in IT, and you know, blah blah blah, and you know, everything, there's a stereotype for everything, but I mean, it's up to us to whether we, you know, accept those stereotypical views or not. So this video here is just explaining how I got into IT. Basically, before I moved here to Atlanta, Georgia, I lived in Savannah, Georgia, and I was in logistics, and I always knew that like that wasn't the field that I wanted to be in. So I ended up just starting to study IT, and it was all self-studied. I went around my neighborhood looking for just scrap computer parts. I ended up finding a computer from a neighbor, ended up taking that apart, and this landlord that I was renting from ended up giving me a computer that she no longer needed, and it was both desktops, so I had access to desktops. My aunt had a laptop that I ended up getting and basically dismantling. Did that for some time, and I ended up just studying. I reached out to some people. I mean, I didn't have a lot of guidance. I have a cousin who's in IT, but she's in the Virginia area, and she's one of few as well. She just kind of basically gave me some advice. I did was just I basically winged it, and when I say that, I mean I just basically did my own research and kind of figured it out. So you know, being from a small town, you just don't know about a lot of resources that are available. Like since I moved to Atlanta, like almost 4 years ago, I've noticed like there's more resources here. Of course it's like bigger, but they just know about more things than like people in like smaller cities do. So for a couple of months I ended up like I would be working like night shift from like second shift from like 4 p.m. to like midnight, like on my lunch, like studying for my certification. So I ended up getting it, and after that I ended up applying for a internship here in Atlanta. So I think I applied on like early week, like Monday, Tuesday or something, and they ended up calling me like on Thursday, and they just basically told me that I had an interview, had to come to Atlanta. And of course back then, I mean when you apply for a job in another city, you don't really tell them that you don't live there unless they ask. So I was like, yeah, I can be there. So my mom and I, we got in the car, drove up here to Atlanta, and came to the interview. Everything went well, and I kid you not, after leaving out of the interview, I got in the car, and like we maybe drove out of the parking lot, and like we were lost, and we turned around. They ended up calling me and offered me the job, and at that point I've been in IT ever since. And I actually thank God for that, because that was my changing point from like doing something that, like, you know how like you do something and you know that you're capable of doing more, that's exactly what was happening. And you're worth more. I mean, you know that you can do more than just like counting boxes or in a warehouse doing this and doing that. And I mean, I'm not saying that anything is wrong with that, because you got to do what you have to do. But you know, you also know that you deserve better too. So I ended up getting an internship, working there for a couple of months, at bare minimum. I will say this, like, it was bare minimum when I moved to Atlanta. And after about 4 months maybe, they offered me the position, and I went from intern to full-time. So they increased my pay, and then again, it was still like, you know, it wasn't bare minimum, but it wasn't like too far from it. So I just thought, you know, for me, coming from where I came from in a small city, I just thought that was everything, and I thank God for it. So I ended up staying there, and the IT desk ended up outsourcing. Went to another company. It was a smaller company, and it was like really super small. And went there, and that was like the first company other than like corporate America that I've not been in like a smaller company since. Make a long story short, it was just that it was a smaller company, I guess, and by me moving from like this big corporate America to like a smaller company, things seemed a little unorganized to me. So I ended up leaving after about a year maybe, and I'm at the company that I'm with now, which is an engineering firm, and I've been there now for almost 2 years. So all of this basically happened in a span of maybe for me getting my certification to like me going from logistics to IT, it may be all a span of about 5 years. And I know a lot of people are like, 5 years, okay, that's long, but you have to think about it. I mean, it takes time, you know, it definitely takes time, but it's like you're not going to be able to look back and see that progress if you don't ever start. So I mean, at some point you got to get up and you got to start, and you got to make progress and move and just try something different. Women who are interested in getting in IT and just don't know, well, little girls and you guys, you just don't know where to start or how to go, go to your local library. I mean, do some research. Technology is so advanced right now. I would just say do some research. Do the best you can as far as like trying to get the materials and equipment that you need. I mean, do what I did. Get old computers that people don't use and try to take a loose the computer. Like, try to break the computer down and then put it back up together. I mean, you'll learn by, I mean, then again, there's different learning styles. So what works for me may not work for someone else. But I mean, you just gotta do what caters to your learning style. But what I've noticed with IT is, it's for me learning it. I did better with like the hands-on side of things. I didn't do good with like videos of people just piling information into me. I mean, those are good as well, but I mean, I'm more of a hands-on learner. So I would suggest doing that. YouTube, get on YouTube. There's all kind of videos out there. If you have people who are in IT, kind of ask them to be your mentor. Get out there and network and do what you can. I mean, just because society has created these stereotypes doesn't mean that we have to, you know, abide by them or, you know, prove them right, because it's definitely wrong. It's nothing, I see nothing in any kind of handbook that says you have to look like this or you have to be this gender to be in IT. Like, I've never ran across that. So you should not, and then like, you should not just like think, oh, because I'm not a male or I'm not of this ethnic group or whatever, I can't do this. I mean, that's not true. You can, and you just can't. Don't let that stop you. Never let that stop you. Keep going. Keep going. Give it all you got. Don't give up, even when you think that it's not changing. Like, I remember being in the warehouse and like I broke down crying, like, God, you know, I know you have more for me. I know this is more for me. And like, I just ended up fasting and praying, and he came through. And I'm gonna do another video about that, because I definitely need to make a video about the fasting and praying and just the powers of it and how it changed my life. But just don't give up, keep working hard, pray, fast, lean on God. But you know, you definitely got to work. Faith without works is dead. I mean, you definitely gotta do what you have to do. You can't just, you know, put it all on God and expect him to, you know, just magically, you know, advance your career or give you the things that you need or want in life. And sometimes what we want is not always what we need. But don't give up, hang in there. If you're from a small town like I am, know that dreams do come true. Know that, I mean, there's more. Know that there's more to life than that. I mean, know that there's more opportunities out there. But you definitely want to start planning as soon as possible. It's never too early to start planning for your future and where you want to go. Especially IT. I've learned that the sooner you start, the better it is, because you have more knowledge, and it's great. I mean, you have more knowledge. And I think I entered IT when I was about 21, and I was like the youngest. I am still the youngest, and I'm about to be 26 tomorrow, actually. I'm still the youngest. So and employers like that, because they see you as like, you can come in and they can, you're not so stuck in your ways. I don't want to say stubborn. You're not so stuck in your ways, so they can, you're trainable, basically. They're able to train you, and they like that, because it's not like you've been doing something for, you know, 30 years and somebody comes in and say, oh no, this is not how it's done, do it this way, and try to change it. Of course you're going to have a problem with that. But for today, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, this is, and just comment if this helped you. Like I said, this channel is going to be pretty different. It's not those vlogs and all that stuff. It's pretty cool, but I don't want this channel to just, I mean, those pranks are pretty cool, and all of that, you know, that's all over this platform. But I just don't want this to be that. My goal is to, I'm not saying that I have everything figured out, because I don't. But the things that I do have figured out, and the things that I've seen, and just the things that I've had to figure out on my own, my goal is to kind of like help you, so that you don't have to, you know, experience that, or even if you do experience it, give you just how I got out of it. But it's a beautiful thing once everything comes together. And just being a woman in IT is definitely different, because I mean, it takes a strong woman. It definitely does, to go through, you know, what we go through. And just I'll put that in another video of like what to expect once you get into IT. From this video, for you guys to remember about just entering IT. Shadow people if you can. Get mentors. Look for people who are already in IT. Mentor, ask them to be your mentor. Do lots of research. Try to get equipment that you can, and play around with it. Tear a computer down and build it back up. YouTube videos, network with people, online courses, and just soak up. Be a sponge. Really be a sponge. That is the best point that I can give you. Really be a sponge, and soak up everything that you can. And last but not least, just keep that faith there and keep working. So that's it for today. Like I said, it's going to be like a weekly thing for Tuesday, but that's it for the series for today. Enjoy this video. I hope that it helps somebody. Like if this video helped you, comment, just some video ideas, or just provide me with some feedback. Let me know that you're here, and don't forget to subscribe so that you guys can stay updated with my content that I have. I'm going to be really on this now and really uploading for you guys weekly, and do it every day. I mean, you don't have to have 1 million followers to, like, you know, give content or something. It'll reach people. So I hope you guys are having a great day. I hope you guys remain to work hard and keep your faith and stay at it. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.